Hello there and welcome to this historic second game of this best of 5 semi-final in the Anniversary Classic. You're looking at Scotch's Wehrmacht, Noggano's OKW as they face.
They're going to be facing the winners of the previous round, HelpingHans, this time playing as the Soviets. DevM is going to be playing as his best faction, USF.
In the south as well. Does that mean he's up against... Oh, he's up against Noggano this time. Okay. Noggano sometimes is the stronger of the two, but Scotch has been known to carry as well. Noggano is certainly the most feared 1-versus-1 competitor to come from Russia.
Yeah. You know, if you're a Company Heroes 1 fan, you would love this matchup on the right-hand side, DevM and Noggano. Yeah. It's a little bit of a classic there. Interestingly, DevM locked in his commander immediately. Heavy cavalry company. The pride of this commander being the M26 Pershing.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
Do USF have any other commanders?
Yeah, well, do you know what? I still really like tactical support. I think the Calliope was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but no offense, you two have just become a caster now. When you last played the game, there were other commanders, and now it's just heavy cavalry.
But you know me. I like rockets.
Rocket man. Indeed. Rear echelons pushed away by the superior firepower of the Stern Pioneers. Riflemen are surrounding them. DevM is a rush player. He likes to swarm you with superior aggression. Stern Pioneers going down the chimney for Christmas. Rifleman going behind green cover to fire them with his M1 Garants. Probably the best carbine or rifle system of the war, to be honest. It was had a great 10-round mag capacity and just a great, semi-auto.
I'm loving what DevM's doing here. Just hops out of the building for a second to try and lure the Volksgrenadiers out of their cover position, then hops back into the building. But of course, they have found another little ledge to fire from. So, DevM winning his engagements, bringing some reinforcements up on the right-hand side to deal with the Stern Pioneers. Pretty tense on this side, actually, but let's not ignore what HelpingHans and Scotch are doing.
I'm sorry, I'm such a I'm such a Company Heroes 1 nerd. Can we ignore what Scotch and HelpingHans are doing? I just care about DevM Noggano. Right. I'll cast 1-versus-1 in the south, in the industrial area. You go up north, yeah? Sorry, dudes. I am a Co-1 nerd, and here we go. Riflemen are swarming around. Volksgrenadiers, watch on in terror. They have to retreat. Noggano has been forced away.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice. I mean, that's a clear win for DevM, I think, on that side. Getting the Stern Pioneers is the really important part. The Rifleman now keeps switching the buildings. He's waiting until his 5-man squad can get in there so he can retreat the lower health squad back to base. Great play from DevM. He's going to get full control of the right-hand side. Can Hans get the fuel on the left for a great allied start?
How many Maxims does Hans have now?
3 Maxims. Yeah. Unos, dos, tres.
He likes Maxims. Indeed. He does. They go rat-a-ta, they suppress, they run around like new mothers pushing their babies in their prams.
Never noticed this, they put the gates there. It's pretty nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. This map is fantastic.
You ever wonder why someone hangs their washing there? Next to the grave?
The map maker got lazy at that point. Oh, detail on the peripheries, windmill, grave, washing line.
Just insert what we like. But Engineers here with the flamethrower upgrade. This is a great tool for clearing units in cover or garrisons. Of course, able to burn out any units there with great efficiency. And there's a really good working here from Hans, actually. He's working up with the Maxims to provide the suppression, then getting the burst from the flames to push the units away. And actually means that there's nothing to contest Hans, just moving his way slowly up the map. If he captures this point here, he will cut off the resources on the left-hand side from his opponent, Scotch. So, good
play there by HelpingHans, pushing all the way up into his enemy's territories. Meanwhile, DevM is on the insurgents. However, his riflemen have a bit of a tricky spot through all that Mauser fire. Maxim nearly, well, is indeed flanked. It was actually targeting the grenadiers, but it's only in a Pioneer that's flanking, so they'll be able to just soft pedal away, helping us with some great play there. Scotch, I tell you, he's not having the best day, the Frenchman.
No, I think it's hard, though, to play up against Maxims, especially when they're commanded by Hans. He's got great positioning. He's so used to playing with, like, austere as well. You know, every time he lays something down, you know it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's just in the right spot. It's hard to play against.
Really is. He's a master of his craft when he's on form. And it's DevM doing the old DevM Arenio here. We've got the Lieutenant battling, and the Lieutenant hearkens the call of the AA half-track, of course. 50% complete already.
Nice choice. Very nice choice. We do have Mechanized coming up for Noggano. So maybe he'll provide a counter to that in either the Lukes or the Puma. But the AA half-track is a great area denial tool. Great suppression platform.
It is. It really is. Reverses its way around the battlefield, denying area and being a tool. Well said. Rifleman, change course direction. Here comes the Flamer half-track from Scotch. Well, it soon will be. There you go. He's locked in immediately. Grenadiers backpedaling before they're suppressed. Green cover helping them retreat. Stern Pioneer in a dire situation there. Noggano needs to get out of there. DevM with a huge tactical battle group. That's 13 men forcing their way into combat. Incendiary grenade goes off. That could be a bad one.
Nice incendiary grenade. Very nice. Here's the AA half-track. You know what we were saying earlier, actually, about Noggano and Scotch maybe being off to a little bit of a rough start. Well, actually, they're holding double fuel. They're plus 30 income at the moment. Allies still getting a lot of the fuel resource in thanks to the strategic points they have. But,
oh, here it comes. I can see little yellow line that hearkens the call, and there you go. He's actually driving front ways. Maybe he's going to drive past them and hit a mine. Fantastic work by DevM. He hits mines better than everybody. He's a Portuguese prodigy of hitting mines.
He's even the best at hitting mines.
That's right. AE is not a fanboy. No bias confirmed. Best at hitting mines. Honestly, he throws himself so elegantly in the air.
This is a danger situation right now. The Volksgrenadiers do have Faust thanks to the Mechanized Regiment being up. There's 2 Volksgrenadier squads. All I think he can do is maybe get out of the...
One in. Still alive, just about.
He doesn't have the resources for it. He doesn't have...
Oh, he does. The fire from the Volksgrenadier finished it off. DevM was excellent at exploding his AA half-track there. Fantastic work by the Portuguese player.
Of course, did actually get that second Faust off before we called it, but...
You did it with rifle fire. Small arms, of course, does work against these lightly armed half-tracks, etc. Just takes a while to penetrate. Lieutenant's in a little bit of a dire situation here. Stern Pioneers pushing them away.
Really unfortunate. Hans has been really unsuccessful on this side. He's trying to use the barrages at the moment while squads are suppressed to get those squad wipes on clumped units. DevM here, though, is trying to fight with just kind of squads all over the place. There's no real strategy. I think he's just throwing squad after squad onto the front line, hoping for a breakthrough.
I think, as you say, he's just trying to slow Scotch's march, but Scotch has manhandled him there. The air half-track was not well played. It didn't even reverse him to combat. I don't know what it was thinking. Hit the mine. No mine sweeper, of course. Rear echelon was not within sight, although they do have the sweeper. You can see the leading squad, even though they have the bazooka emblem. That means they must have built the sweeper after they picked up a bazooka, which means DevM was not thinking of mines enough.
Yeah, I think as soon as you hit that mine, you have to know what your opponent's doing and invest. Let's have a look at this Flamer 251 here, coming to deal with the Maxims. It is a direct counter to what HelpingHans has on the field, and the 80 gun is not in a position for this right now.
No. Hans 2 Lukes as well. It's going to be out for Noggano. Oh, good shot there. It wasn't in position until the 251 moved into its arc of fire, seemingly. And here it is, the Panzer II on the battlefield for Noggano. Lovely little tank here. Maintains its viability throughout the entirety of the battle, much like the actual tank did in World War II. Of course, designed in the mid-1930s and seen combats on every front the Axis fought on. Well, the Western Axis at least. Oh, that could have been a spicy infiltration grenade lobbed there by Noggano. Noggano has now chosen... come on, there we go. HelpingHans 251 hard track in peril for Scotch. Noggano, of course, has chosen the Command Tank Special Operations Commander in 99.9 recurring of his games. The other game, he misclicked.
It's such a good commander, though. This has always been a favourite for OKW. You don't have to build... Oh, look at these, look at these.
Ooh, infiltration grenades. I like it.
DevM somehow managed to avoid that as well.
Oh!
You know, bear in mind, he can't see these units. You know, it's like...
We do actually have double up in cheat detection today. We have Relic server-side cheat detection, but also the referees are in Discord with the players watching their games. Little tidbit for you there, so you know that everything's legit. Not that we'd ever cast aspersions against such a renowned player as DevM, but just so the fans know that whoever is the winner of this 10 grand by IRTS standards is legit, and you know, can't say fairer than that.
It'd be unfair to say to the players it's entirely for cheating, because of course it's in the situation of drops and things as well.
Yeah, who knows what could happen. They could be attacked by velociraptors, and now we have it recorded. 251 in the north there. Grenadier is swarming around, so it's a good position using the garrison as a cover and firing through it with jets of molten flame. I don't know what kind of flame they're on. Better than frozen flame, that's for certain.
Wow, it's a real stalemate on the field. It's good to see that the Allies have been gaining ground. They've got the units that are kind of swaying the territories a little bit. The T-70, very nimble units, but the Stuka Zufus has been called in, and this is going to start. I imagine this is going to go over to Hans' side and start picking off at the 80 gun and Maxims.
Oh, 251 hot tracks in peril. It's going to get taken out with it. Oh, it popped smoke. Will it be able to reverse out of that? Oh, just whizzed over its side there. That was an escape.
Great play from Scotch. Great use of the smoke. And of course, that
just select that to get it.
I think he had Blitzkrieg selected before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's able to utilize the smoke. Otherwise, that'd be very, very quick micro.
Oh, 2 clicks within a matter of seconds. That's StarCraft levels of skill. I can't believe he did that. Amazing. Oh no! Firing into the west. Where's it going to hit? Down on the Maxims.
Yeah, the T-70 was actually so close to it and didn't even realize. Oh,
Rakettenwerfer.
Cheeky.
Nice. Cheeky.
Oh,
Good follow up here. T-70 in peril. Has it got the line of sight? It's now in attack ground. Can't do it. Forced to retreat from... Well, it is a rifleman, yeah. Don't want to linger. Yeah, it's a rifleman. Getting too used to conscripts on the battlefield. I was going to say, it's only a conscript. But no, it's a rifleman. Very accurate fire. Even on the move.
It's true. Probably the most aggressive.
Definitely.
Starting game infantry, I'd say.
Other than the Stern Pioneer, but that's not really infantry. It's meant to be a working unit, even though it's pretty much a Terminator. I do love the design, though, but I like the fact that they're jack of all trades, and so you have to really be careful about losing. Riflemen getting forced away here by vanilla Frost Grenadier fire.
Oh, here we go with the infiltration grenades. Lethal DevM. Sensible decision to get away from that.
Yeah. Hard retreat, though. He'll get this fuel back now. There you go. It's like a firing squad. Come on, boys! A rapid minute! If they were Tommy, so it would make more sense, that joke. Never mind.
Oh, grenades going in there.
Oh, we felt the heat of that one.
Again.
What we got? Is it a light artillery barrage from the... Well, field artillery barrage rather from the system?
I think so.
I heard it. I did. I'm sure of it. Somewhere. Never mind. Maybe it's a T-70 firing.
Honestly, what a battlefield at the moment. Hans is trying to take the mid and left, whilst DevM is just brute forcing his way through the right-hand side. You've got the Echelons providing the AT against the Luke. Slowly, Noggano is being forced back. Echelon's going to get into the building here to get a vantage height sight point.
Oh, they fired fantastically through the window there, backwards and then forwards, and hit the superstructure almost. Oh,
I think they're actually targeting something else. On
I don't know what they're doing. That guy's drunk, clearly. You'll be firing bazookas from an enclosed environment anyway. You're going to knock your ears out or something. Anyway, Scotch is on the offensive at the moment.
I think Scotch is still playing very well. The key thing for me is that he's still got this unit here. Stuka is firing now, and I think it's going to hit these riflemen.
Well dodged. Well met, sir. And the rifleman, I don't know if that was intended or luckily dodged that. Must be said, by the way, Allies now have 2/3 of the map.
What do we have here? So Scotch teched all the way up to Battle Phase 3.
Can't believe it.
Well, and, we know that Battle Phase 3, of course, means he can get his Tier 4 building out. And that will unlock either Panther, Brumbear or Panzerwerfer.
Can't believe it. In a team game, we're going to see Tier 4. This is incredible stuff, Jeffrey. Sorry, done.
It is incredible. And what juicy unit from Tier 4 do you think we would like to see?
7 Panzerwerfers. He's going to have to try and get rid of some of his units in order to get there.
Yes, I agree. 7 Panzerwerfers. Because, quite frankly, what could Helping Hands do?
He'd be helpless, Hans.
If he had hands.
Indeed. Anyway, Stern Pioneers Doing a good job there, actually. Not too bad. Tell you what, they're going to be outgunned very shortly, though. Bet 2 rifles with the Browning automatics, finding an angle, getting round the cover, and forcing their way. Panzer II comes into the situation, but they have got bazookas to contend with, so he can't linger for too long. Major's now out for DevM, by the way, so he'll soon have artillery at his disposal should he need it. And it will, of course, possibly hearken the call of the Sherman, because he may not want to wait for the Pershing, but let's face it, he probably will wait for the Pershing.
This nice defensive play. Another AT gun comes in there. There's the smoke from Scotch. We've seen him use that before. A ground attack is what is needed. It just misses, but great idea from Scotch to give that a try.
Another intense fight in the south here as DevM is forced away en masse. And look at the clever play there, by the way. Everybody's retreating a full health Veterancy 2 rifleman because it was a losing situation, so you always maintain the manpower. What did you see in the stats, Dan?
Noggano is winning those engagements hard. He's getting a lot of veterancy off of DevM, and DevM's losing heavily in the manpower front there. Doesn't look so good for DevM, actually, when you see it from the stats point of view.
Isn't DevM playing USF? Doesn't he have something that his commander gives him late game? If he hasn't had a great game, there's an ability, and everybody knows it is, of course, the smoke.
Combined arms.
Combined arms and smoke. It's all about combined arms and smoke, that late game potential.
No, of course, we are talking about the M26 Pershing, the, as we referred to it earlier, the pride of heavy cavalry company. Brilliant tank.
Yeah. It's an extremely good tank, and it's very good at its job, as are the Browning automatics. Destroying the... Oh, he lost the squad there! Noggano, what are you thinking? Here comes the Stuka Zavus, though. I think... No, there was something else firing that sounded awfully lot like it to me, at least at that point in time.
Stuka Zavus is ready, though. Timing is there.
I just assumed it would be firing. You know, infiltration grenades are going to try and do the job.
Oh, I love that.
They don't do it.
Balls of steel moving forwards rather than backwards. Can he clear up the last Fox Grenadier squad? Echelon's in the building with the bazookas, trying to push away the Lukes. There's the Stuka barrage we were looking for, but there is no retreat by DevM. Nothing gets caught off guard. DevM's got a lot to manage here, but he's managing it so well.
Ridiculous squad management there. How does he do it? He can't keep getting away with this, as Noggano's probably asking in Russian. And he is.
He got every single squad out of that engagement, and he's won, and he's got the territory.
What was that? Was that play real? How does one do that? When I play Company Heroes, it doesn't look anything like that. That's for certain. His units do what he wants them to at the same time in the right order.
We should give out a this KO2 stream may not be indicative of real gameplay experience, unless you have godlike micro.
DevM started playing this game in 2007. He got a free demo in a Portuguese PC gaming magazine, and he was 7 years old at the time. He's been playing, he's now 22. So what you need, guys, is a time machine. That's what we've discovered in this community, unfortunately. Hans and Noggano and Scotch aren't bad players either, and they're having very interesting battles elsewhere. Just that we...
No, their battle's more spread out, and I actually quite like the dynamic we've got going on. We've got two 1v1 heavyweights on the right-hand side trying to battle each other over a very small part of land, and then you've got HelpingHans and Scotch who are giving each other a very respectable run for money on the mid and left. It's a good game. Brumba out on the field for Scotch.
Le Professeur of Destruction for Scotch, and it's tracks. Give it away onto the battlefield, but we've just had the Jackson out, so a nice counter.
I like the Jackson. And a Jackson is a very sensible choice because the infantry of the USF is very strong right now. I don't really feel like they need the work power of the Sherman. Noggano's trying to get those infiltration grenades off. He hasn't landed a successful one this game.
No, seemingly not. That's what I said when you asked me who might win the series. I can sometimes tell when a player is playing at that extreme top level. And that doesn't mean DevM does it every time. Sometimes he has his off days, GCS for example. But today, he ain't missing a shot.
Oh, we could see potential wipe. Stuka. It's actually on the retreat path there.
Hit the Major a little bit, but that's not the intended target. Jackson's now watching over.
Well, you know what, let's give a little bit of love to HelpingHans here, who is
repairing the tank
building
really
a lot of Maxims. 4 Maxims, 2 AT guns and guards. His objective is to suppress Button and blast the hell out of it with an AT gun.
Is that why we are naturally watching those engagements very much? Because they're very machine gun heavy. We've got like DevM and Noggano going at it with incredible infantry play in the south. And then, meanwhile, in Maximville, here comes the Jackson though.
Yeah, we'll tilt down a little bit. The Jackson long-range anti-tank destroyer, and very mobile, very high penetration. And you see DevM there making use of the off-map smoke barrage to protect himself against any AT from Noggano and Scotch. Good play. Ooh, Lieutenant in a little bit of trouble there on the retreat.
It is. It looks like it'll survive, though, thanks to those barrels. Barrels nearly got hit by the bazookas there. 3 LMG Grenadiers takes position and fires upon the retreating guard squad, so a lot of buttoning is possible in this game. We are, of course, for HelpingHans waiting for the ISU-152, which I believe is a 13 CP tank command points, of course, gained by veterancy and experience in this game, rather. So every bit of damage you're doing, you're getting experience, which gives you command points. That's how the command structure works. And HelpingHans is slowly getting himself towards that. He's certainly got the fuel and manpower saved. Some might say he's floating, but he's floating with intent.
We've still got so many VPs left. 288 for the Allies, 382 for the Axis right now. And as we're coming up to this stage of the game where players build up their resources and bring out the heavyweights, we could see this game produces a lot of it, especially when you get that ISU on the field. A long-range anti-infantry beast. But I don't think Noggano and Scotch have the counters. They don't have the Elephant or the Actiga. So where do you see this game going if that unit hits the field?
Well, the Command Panther will certainly come out at this point, and then Scotch has the JU-87, so it'll all be about trying to take out the ISU, because you cannot survive in the centre when that thing is on the battlefield. Jackson, meanwhile, could be... Oh, big shot in, one more required. Will it get it? Nice raket fire. Can't go back the way he came, that's for certain.
He's going to take a guess shot.
Oh! Yes, he gets it! What a guess shot! That was ridiculous! That was like an iron cannon of days of yore. He found him! Deep within lines, and although the Command Panther's on, it's on with a resigned kind of expression on its face of, Jesus Christ, what am I up against?
Yeah, he knew he had to just ground attack. It's important to tell anyone, I mean, you know, that he couldn't see that unit. He used a ground attack, a manual function of the unit to make that shot. It's very, very good skill. Here come the Special Operations artillery flares, which provide sight so that Noggano can see through the fog of war to what his opponent has. They need to make use of that recon at the moment and start getting map control back.
Pintle Mound trying to gun down these riflemen, but they are experienced veteran units, and they're in medium cover right now, so it's decreased received accuracy. Rear echelons with an ambush, saving Private Ryan, eat your heart out. That's a trap! Admiral Akbar says as he's by a fleet comes onto a Star Destroyer attack. I mean, rear echelon fire. Meanwhile, mines being laid in Maximville, which we're not casting today. It's not the Alliance of Defiance, it's just the Defiance side of the map. No Alliance, just Defiance. It is rather boring relative to the South. The South has been insane, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Noggano versus DevM, the 1 versus 1 we've been casting, has been amazing.
I'm not even going to say it's a shame. Oh, look at this. He's going to get the infiltration grenades over the back. DevM knew!
There's an audio cue, surely.
There is a little bit, but you know, he can't really see those units. He maybe detects it from this.
His rear echelon's there.
From this
Sorry,
side.
he can't see them.
But he would have just caught that. It looks like DevM himself has teched up to grenades now, so he can now throw them back, and this is going to add that extra layer of confusion to Noggano.
That's interesting. Instead of getting the Pershing out ASAP, he's throwing nuclear pineapples. Did the Brumbear disappear? Oh, we've been asked in chat.
No, the Brumbear is still here. The Brumbear has been very active on the left-hand side. Only 2 kills, but it has been trying to contest the Maxims.
In Boringsville, it's been reading a book, it's had its feet up, watching Maxims shoot people.
Let's not polish a turd. It's been dull on that side
of the map.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back over to Action Streets. Sorry about this, guys. See you later.
But, you know, things are about to heat up because the ISU is going to be on the field very soon, and then, you know, we'll see more static play with that, but...
Oh! That was a thing. Brumbear did a shoot there.
I guess the important thing is, though, is that there's so many different styles to play this game.
What's it doing there? Oh, nice. That was almost really nice.
Wow.
And we do know in the action area of the map, nothing's happening right now. They have relinquished their position for the time being. Mainly Noggano's had enough, and he's going to try and focus on the centre and try and dominate that central victory point with his Wehrmacht teammate.
This is a nice flank from Hans. Actually, things getting interesting here. He's flanking with the minesweepers to make sure that there are no telemines lying around or S-mine fields. When he gets around the back, you see there that's pulled the Command Panther from Noggano, and then we'll be able to see the T-70 with AT support go up.
I can't believe we're seeing Noggano do this. He's literally had enough of DevM. He is now teaming up with his teammates, and they're going to try and focus on other areas. But DevM's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to live in the south of Noggano. He's still going to fight you. But it's going to be an interesting one now, because they're going to have that guaranteed fuel. Volksgrenadier is in an awful situation there. It's a good job they were suppressed, because that could have been a grenade on retreat. Yeah. Fortunately for him it isn't, but look at this infantry, it's unreal. It's Imperial Dane's worst nightmare. They're just kind of swarming forwards. Infiltration grenades going down.
I just can't believe DevM's ability to dodge these infiltration grenades is so high level. He's not been hit by it once. He's dropping the off-map smoke barrage to stop the suppression from the MG42. Sorry, the MG34. He's just doing so well. T-70 there, nailing Grenadier on the retreat. Hans starting to pick up the game with the T-70 a little bit. The ISU has hit the field as well. This deserves a little bit of an intro, I think.
It does indeed. It's a huge cannon on a casemate chassis. It's Stalin's hammer. And it's going to make your day a very bad one indeed. That wasn't the best one ever. Sorry, Dan, I wasn't ready.
You're not wrong.
Well, I'm going to try and find nicknames for ISU 152.
We could steal from the UK weather, the beast from the east.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think that's
should
a
on
good
the
one.
intro. Nicknamed Zvero Boy, Russian for beast killer.
Oh, there we go.
We could have used that. Damn it. Like, Google, where are you when I needed you?
I think we have it. Is this DevM's own MG, or is it stolen?
Must have been. Could be. We can't tell on this unfortunately. Oh, nice pineapple dodge there by the Vet 5 Noggano. Volksgrenadier Brumbear here. Ooh, big shot in. Oh, he's getting aggressive. Scotch is trying to make up for lost ground and lost squads and vehicles, etc.
Not seeing much from Hans with the ISU yet, which I find quite interesting. It's not really taken a shot from what I can see. Meanwhile, DevM is being aggressive with his riflemen and just not letting up at all for Noggano. Slowly, they're encircling their opponents, locking them down into their base.
It's kind of like those 1980s nature documentaries. Here we see the wild hyenas circling the zebra, looking for the kill. They're going to maim the young and starve its brain of oxygen. It's brutal as it is cruel.
It's a harsh environment for the panther.
Jackson's the natural predators of the panther have no mercy in their DNA.
It's like, we finally see it fire! Oh, it's been ages watching Hans. Unfortunately, it didn't hit. When it does hit, it's quite lethal.
Oh, they all say that, don't they? Oh, what are the trees doing? The trees are alive! The ends.
Another Panther. Panther for Scotch. The Panther's a good idea. In fact, they need to bank their munitions to get the Ju-87s. I feel that's going to be where their victory lies. If they pull back into the base here, they could maybe lure allies into a trap where they get a good flanking route. Said no one ever.
You're like one of those crisis managers bought into businesses. So, okay, all your staff are ill and your profits are in the toilet. But what I've been thinking is if we could start selling staples, you've got loads of staples in your drawers, you can start selling them. Thanks for that, Dan. Crisis management. Lure them into your base.
It's the same with territories. If we close down 5 stores, these 3 may do better.
Oh, God. Just like the British High Street has disappeared, as have the territories of Noggano and Scotch, but they are the most lauded and successful 2 versus 2 team in Company of Heroes history, so you ain't going to see them go down without a fight.
Vet 3 Maxim doing very well there, taking a lot of fire from the side. The real issue, though, these riflemen, 4 Vet 3 barred up riflemen, a Vet 3 lieutenant with bars, like 2 Jacksons. Like, how do you move against this, really? Really?
Well, Noggano tried to ignore it. It didn't go away, just got
He went
closer
to the other side of the map.
Oh, God.
It's the ostrich tactic.
The ostrich tactic, I love that. Well, I couldn't beat him, I'm sorry to say, so I'm just going to ignore him. He disappears.
This could be a big hit from the Stuka.
Oh!
It
wasn't a big hit, but good premonition, I thought so too, Dan.
I actually think it is, because that means that Hans loses the AT gun.
Okay. Until he recruits it.
He
positive spins out. Infiltrate finally hits and kills a rear echelon. There you go, he spent 200 munitions and 15 munition grenades there. Big double volley from the Jacksons. No anti-tank grenade though. Another tree jumps across the screen there. Oh, nearly lands upright. That would have been good.
I'm really...
Oh, ISU 152. Nearly taking out the Brumbear. Panther gets into position with 2-pack 40s in tow.
We've just seen, by the way, Ju-87s, the Stuka Close Air support is now available for Scotch. I think the plan here, and you see it kind of starting to materialise, a lot of infantry have to push forward. They have to have the AT support behind them. The Panthers need to flank, and maybe a plane could crash into some infantry and kill them. That would also help. But they're going to need to make use of the Ju-87s after a snare to get rid of this ISU. That's their big chance here.
It's their only chance. The ISU 152 daunts the battlefield, but the other Spectre, of course, as we've already alluded to, is DevM's army. But Hans' army ain't too bad either. He's not lost a single one of those Maxims. They all have Veterancy 3, not except for that one. There's 4 in total. The ISU in action. The Beast Killer. The Beast itself, though.
This we see. Oh, this is the Command Panther. Sees an opportunity. Mark target has been called. Are the Jacksons from DevM there ready? Here's the Ju-87s as well.
Right now, but Hans is calling him. We've got a damaged engine. Here they come, though. They're in position. Main gun destroyed. Jackson going to take them out. This could be the end of the game. We also have the other Panther damaged. ISU's reversing away. Jackson turn their turrets on it. This could be the end of the game right now. Got to get out of there. The Maxim's getting in line of fire as well. Veterancy on these Jacksons. They're going in.
The question is, though, they've got the flares, so you would have hoped that the planes could target. They're going to come round on a fire now.
DevM knows nothing but attack.
Wait, I think they're going for it. They get the Jackson, but not...
Check out the north. What's this other Jackson doing? This is a crazy game. Could be getting the kill here through the smoke. Will he get it?
No, I think he's going to lose the Jackson. Both Jacksons down from DevM. Scotch gets away with a Panther. They nearly got the ISU down.
What a battle. So many. That ended up being roughly equal, I guess. We'd have to look at the stats and really do a proper analysis of it. But they both lost a lot of armor there.
Yeah, so much went down in those engagements. Looks like DevM sweeped up a lot in the center as well, taking down some of the Rickettans. They need to be recrewed. Noggano is a little bit wary of that with all these riflemen around. Beautiful engagement.
That was wonderful. Really good call on the JUs, by the way, with that nice camera. And DevM lost to Jackson, but he replenishes it with the squad wiping machine, the SWM M26 Pershing, on full assault. And just look at it. It's a beautiful master of wiping squads. That Rocket versus dead. I don't even have to look, Dan. Come on. It's the Pershing, everybody. Brumbear, get out of here. You're a poor man's Pershing. He shot the round in midair. I've never seen that before. Somebody clipped that. I think he may have hit the shot in midair. I may be seeing
I believe it can happen in the physics of this game. So.
Well, somebody please clip that. That would be awesome if that happened.
But M6 Pershing, I mean, it can be a little paper thin sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
The thing is, though, it's a very, very good support unit for the ISU. Would have been great if the 2 Jacksons were still there, but no harm.
Oh, that was a good shot there from the designated marksman in that rifleman squad. Oh, here comes the Stuka. Lovely camera. I love panning in Company of Heroes. You get so much in your 2 versus 2 battle plan. Smoke there protects the retreat path.
Ooh, what are we going to see here? We're going to see sneak infiltration grenades. Nope. Got another Stuka firing. Oh, and it gets a squad of the riflemen. That is so important for Noggano to be doing that right now, because it's the riflemen that are causing so many problems, stopping the flanks, stopping the deep dives with the Panther, but they're getting squad after squad.
And here come the boys, trying to force away the guards, who do a good job. Victory point wise, by the way, the Allied supremacy is in effect, but it's not the end of the world for Noggano and Scotch. They do have 138 remaining versus 269. Grenadier in the north, just being ponderous. Folks Grenadiers pushing down south, veterancy 5.
I think the real key here is you can't just sit back here and defend against the Allies, because they keep pushing that front line. Like, you have to claw back what you can get. This is great from the Raketans, getting a quarter of the damage off,
nice,
and a great Faust to finish. They've got the special operations flares down. Does that mean that support is coming over? Yep, we see the Panther fully operational, charging in.
The Panther is fully operational, and here comes some X-Wings to try and take it out. Well, there's bazooka rear echelons, and one of them's Vet 3, so you've got an extra man. He's really tanky, repairing it super fast. Oh, that Pack 40 is trying to find an angle there. Oh, nice nade dodge by Noggano, proving why he's a tournament winner as well.
Absolutely. Mark Target's just gone down somewhere. I think that's on the Brumbear.
It is. It's trying to go around a delicate little piece of land there. Pershing's already back to full health. Let's have a little look at HelpingHans' army. Haven't seen that for a while. Okay, Vet 3 T-70. He's got the SU-85 and... No, that's T-34 and the...
Oh, this could be really nice. This could be really nice. Oh, I think...
It looked nice. It wasn't very effective.
I think the building took a shot that if it landed there would have been chaotic.
What's Hans got then? What are those tanks? I can't quite see.
This is the SU-85, yes, the ISU, and the T-70. The T-70, by the way, is this. Look at the spotting range that it's got. That's a huge range for the T-70 to have, and it's great spotting for the ISU, and that's why it's so efficient on the field right now.
Reported for Mapax. I can see way too much. It's not fair. Pershing, how many kills has that baby got right now? It's fine, don't worry about it. Combat engineers in the centre, pulling around. Just trying to maintain control of the Allies. They are currently 2 victory points down though. Decisive finds the ambulance. Bit of tearing up the Geneva Convention there. ISU, JU-87s, is that? Yes, it is. Here they come.
They're actually targeting the SU-85 and not the ISU, which I'm surprised about, to be honest.
Maybe the last tank to get shot, maybe. Oh, but there are rear echelons guarding the rear, as you'd hope they would be. Just keeping the flank from being accessible for the Axis. From there, pushes itself in. Going to force away this Maxim. Misses somehow.
Is it here?
Oh, rear echelons gone! All of them! Where are my minions?
Oh, that's not good. There's now no repairs on the field for the Pershing. It just takes a little slip up like that. Beautiful, beautiful from Noggano. And I think he had the special operations flares up in that area. So,
I'll tell you what, Axis are on the comeback trail now. You'd be surprised, because the Pershing, if it gets some big shots against it, it'll be out of action for a while. Maybe, you know, it gives Axis a little bit of a leg up rather, you know, it helps them push their assertive dominance in the centre a little bit better. As you say, the veterancy on that Panther doesn't stop, it helps a lot as well. And
they're using the Spec Ops flares again, just to have a look at what's in the area, and that signals that it's all clear for OKW to move in.
Interesting one so far for certain. 214 victory points to 138. Jackson on the prowl, looking for something to dominate. Oh, we could see a nice field artillery barrage against clumped grenadiers here. Possibly. HelpingHans may want to save his munitions, maybe. Yep, he has
possession there, the recharge.
Oh, he's on recharge. Nice, fair enough. Decisive.
No.
Can't take out that Ziscum. Destroying the map.
Oh, look at the control here. Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers, but are able to heal on their own out of battle. And It's quite, you know, the OKW faction, of course, they're designed around initially, you know, being slow to get on the field, you know, less units, but they're much higher veterancy. They're able to get 5 stars, the only faction in the game that can.
Just hit the record for viewers for a company here as a competitive game. For certain, 5,200 cumulative. Probably a little bit more if you add in YouTube. So welcome to the stream. This is the finest RTS money can't buy because it's free this weekend. Go out, grab it. It's one of the deepest games you'll ever play. It'll consume your life because it's that damn good. We're watching 4 of the world's finest players vying to try and get into the final that we play tomorrow. And what a final it's setting up to do. But what a semi-final we're being treated to here. As they're duking out, the Axis teams in the north have really started to consolidate their efforts despite great play in the south from the Allied team. It's just such a great battle. 40 minutes and counting in this, and there's no sign of it stopping quite yet. A best of 5, the Allies are up 1-0.
Great hits there from the Stuka Zufus. Some of these engagements are great because you get Hans, he's using the button ability from the guards a lot to try and stop any of the tanks diving in and getting rear armor shots on the ISU. But then, you know, you've got the Brumbear coming in to get the guards. It's really difficult for either team to break each other at the front. I think the right side is the key to this game because DevM's been so efficient there. But without that big rifleman army that we saw earlier, he has maybe let Noggano a little bit too far in now. Now they're suffering from pretty decent flanks.
I'm trying to put my finger on what happened with Noggano and Scotch's build, and my point is, I think they kept enough veteran Axis units, and now we're entering the late game. They're very good at playing with them. They've decided to consolidate and push in the right areas. Really good teamwork, and yeah, it's worked out well for them. Credit due to the comeback kids in this game, Noggano and Scotch.
I think Hans is sending a T-34 on the left flank. It's very, very deep in enemy territory, and I think he wants to go for a killing blow on the Stukas. We're going to watch this very carefully because this unit isn't going to be snared once by these Grenadiers, and we need to see a reaction pretty quickly. Oh, it is going to be a snare because the Panther managed to get a shot off first, and that means Hans doesn't get his sneaky kill on the Stuka Zufusis. He's trying to kill these.
And he can't, because he was a little bit unlucky there, possibly. Brumbear with a rare tank kill. Allies are starting to feel a little bit more aggressive now, but here comes the Panther, Noggano, the Command Panther with the Rakettenwerfer fire, taking out the Pershing. Rakettenwerfer gets the kill.
That was beautiful play. Mark target used to make sure that all those penetrating shots really did the extra damage, but there's counter mark target on the Command Panther.
Here comes Stuka Zufus. Guards are going to be forced away, most likely.
Oh. Nope, other direction.
He just doesn't like trees.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the players are predicting the retreat paths, but you don't always get that.
Oh, hello. Oh, and what's this? More Ju-87s from the skies above. Goering's finest. And the Panther following up with a kill. What a comeback for Axis. This game 2 is possibly even better than game 1. It has been a tumultuous victory for the Axis players if they can keep up this momentum. Because right now it feels like they have come back from the fires of Hades in a furious fashion, to use a boxing analogy there.
Yeah, to be honest, I really like the way that Axis have played this game. Noggano and Scotch, they've just created so many opportunities where I didn't really think they existed, and they've made use of very little in order to do it. They've got a big task though. They've still got to get the ISU down if they're going to comfortably take a lot of the map in this game.
There we go. In the centre right now, it's a terse, intense battle for the central victory point. If you feel like Allies are going to win it, they kind of have to control victory points in order to do so. It's all going to be about down to the last victory point. Stuka Zufus with a horrendous barrage! Oh my lord! That's now a graveyard! Here lies DevM's army.
2 squads, I think, is... I think there's 2 squads went down.
A lot of individual soldiers as well. It was a heavy manpower blow for the Portuguese maestro.
Yeah, that's a big loss. And he's already lost so much infantry in this game. He's lost all the veterancy on it, all the bars. So actually the investment that he's lost is huge. But trying to build those riflemen back up is a real job. Raketans get the first shot on the tanks there, allowing the Faust to snare. Is this an opportunity for more vehicles to come in? The Panther comes in for support.
Oh, what support it is offering as well. Huge shot there against the Jackson at max range.
Panther. This is sensible play as well. He could dive in and probably get both Jacksons, but he isn't going to risk it because they're already winning. And that's good signs of a team that really wants to win this game.
Check out the ISU 152's kills as the mage dies. How's it actually done? Let's bring it up on the screen. There we go. It's 34 infantry kills, 2 vehicle destroys. To be honest, for my money, that is not a good ISU 152, especially on such a big stage as this. You want it to performing a little bit better than that. It'd be fine for a T-34, but not an ISU 152.
I think that the problem we've seen is, by the way, these are great Stuka barrages. They're so on point. But I think the problem we've seen is I think it spent a lot of time not on high explosives.
Oh, there's high explosives for you! Oh, my lord, this Stukas of Foos play has been otherworldly. Oh, that's a trap, though, for the Panther. It's getting wombo-comboed right now, forced away. But that Glacis, high-angle armor, that's deflecting a lot of shots.
Yeah, the Stuka, when it hits, is very good. I mean, sometimes I think getting the Stukas, especially when you get 2, because they have doubled up on the Stukas, it's 200 fuel investment to get this.
Oh, look at the kills on that thing.
I know.
53 on that one. And how about the other?
But it does pay off sometimes. The other one is
24. Wow, so 77 there, all into all. Command Panther pushing in for Noggano. Just feeling almighty as we've got 27 victory points eking down. That's roughly 27 seconds remaining. 3 victory points mean roughly 1 tick per second. You're now seeing, the Jackson die to Rakettenwerfer fire. And you're now seeing possibly the end as we head to game 3. 1 game apiece with an historic comeback for the Axis. If you...
So close.
It was indeed. Just like this game was. I did not see the amount we talked about how well DevM played as USF.
Yeah.
But then Noggano and Scotch just went into that late game Axis mode and they showed no fear. And what a comeback it was.
There we go. Great game. Game 2, of course. And GG. Noggano and Scotch.
Victory is ours.
Wow. What a game.
What a game. That was a great game.
Well, both games were great, actually.
Actually, at the end, I was really sad to see the VPs go down because I was like, this could go on for ages. And it's so good to see, the players using good strategies. They were kiting and diving at the right moments. Noggano and Scotch, I think, again, Gold Path 2 is the name to remember there. They're commonly known as just the best 2v2 team. That is
They don't have, like, t-shirts and stuff done. Like, they don't have the Gold Path 2 house, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe after this tournament they do. Do you know how the conversion rate, by the way, dollars to rubles is fantastic for Noggano. Like, conversion rates and the cost of living in your country matters a lot with, like, when you've got one currency, like the US dollar here. So for Noggano, this is like the equivalent of 3 to 4 months salary in Russia for a decent job as well. And that's not being patronising. That's the hard truth of things. So he's going to be fighting just like he did there. Like his life depends on it, you know?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. But again, they were so on the back foot. DevM's Vet 3, 4 Vet 3 Rifleman, Vet 3 Lieutenant, double 5-man squad echelons, 2 Jacksons. Like, where does this go wrong?
How do you lose that situation? And,
Noggano, that's how.
Yeah, Noggano did play extremely well towards the end there. Also, I would like to retract a statement about him backing away from DevM, because in 2 versus 2, if you are losing a 1 versus 1, great piece of advice, make it a 2 versus 2 again. If you're, not doing well against your opponent on your side of the map, buddy up. Focus the other guy. It's exactly what they did. It
does have its pros and cons, because you're going to lose, the resource. But if you do it quick enough, you're right, because, you make a 2v1 on one of the sides quickly. That's where 2v2 is interesting, because it requires both players to say, hey, there's a weak spot here. We've got to go at it. And it was so pleasure to watch that game.
But if you think about it, like, the amount of micro you need to keep up with DevM, right? He's killing you with these rifles, lieutenants, all with bars, Veterancy 3. Noggano did something very clever. He stopped the infantry battle sat behind his Raketenwerfers, which were perfectly positioned, and fought the infantry with rocket artillery. It was fantastic. And the Command Panther play was awesome as well.
Yeah,
really good play.
True. That's true. Oh, sorry. The arm of this chair keeps popping out, going to fall off.
The smallest
That's
of
happening
all.
during the cast as well. You just see me like topple over.
I'm getting too animated. I'm forcing you away.
We should just bring up the brackets for everybody to see if anybody's recently here. These are the brackets for the tournament this weekend. Currently, we're casting semi-finals 1, Noggano and Scotch versus HelpingHans and DevM. And of course, with HelpingHans and DevM here means that they knocked Love Nest and Refero out of the tournament straight away. In the other semi-finals right now, Stuve and Kimbo, who won their bracket, are playing Von Asten and Isildur, who I think we can say dealt with Prodigy and Price quite well.
It was, yeah, quite well. I don't want to be negative towards the losing team there, but they made easy work of it seemingly, and that's not an easy thing to do against such great players as Prodigy and Price.
Absolutely true. Well, there's plenty more to come. This is a best-of-5 series. We're currently 1-1 within it, so potentially 3 more games of this to go.
Just Men in Black yourself, because it's now a best of 3. It's a best of 3 now.
I know.
It doesn't matter anymore. We just wasted 2 great hours of our life. We'll never get them back, but we enjoyed every moment of them. And we're now going to be casting a best of 3 to decide who gets into the final tomorrow in the biggest money tournament in Co history.
Absolutely. I think we deserve a quick break before the next game. It's going to be a little bit of a delay, maybe 5 minutes before it starts. Anyway, of course, this KO2 Anniversary Classic, the 2v2 is put on by SEGA. They put about £20,000 or more into this event to celebrate 5 years of the game. And for all you guys that love supporting it and the new members of the community, the game is free to download this weekend. And if you download it this weekend, it is yours to keep forever. So
amazing.
Go and get it now. The link is all over the chat. It's a great time to get the game.
And KO2 2018, complete different game to when it was released. You may have seen it was just above average. Now it's a stellar AAA PC title. No better time to pick it up rather than now, and there's loads of work being done on it still. Commander revamps and everything we've been talking about today.
Yeah. The revamp this week.
Yeah, it's this week.
So like 10 Commander revamps.
Oh.
Loads of content. USF being reworked. We've got map updates that we've had 2v2 with like Eindhoven put back in, and it's great. Good time. Anyway, we're going to take a break. So thank you guys for tuning in at the moment. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to be back with game 3 of this series of a best of 5. HelpingHans, DevM versus Noggano and Scotch. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere.
Victory is ours.
I came ashore with my men on D-Day, an attack that took us to the borders of Germany. My surviving battalions were stretched thin and emplaced in sectors High Command had deemed quiet. None of us were ready for the Ardennes. As soon as the clouds rolled in, so did the Germans. Our front line bent but wouldn't break. With our divisions scattered, every company played a crucial role. It was a desperate struggle, but it bought the troops the time they needed to regroup. And then, we launched the counterattack. They call it the Battle of the Bulge, one of the largest operations in American history. But for over 90,000 men, it would be their last. I lived with the tough decisions I had to make. What would you have done?
forces together.
Raid operation commencing. Fire! Don't spare the horses. Load main gun. We have a target. Enemy armor contact. Oh Christ! We're hold. Heavy armor. Fire! Armor destroyed.
There is no shadow of doubt that our allied forces will end this war over the Axis in the only proper way.
Air landing forces over the battlefield now. Good work, everyone. We'll be going in for king and country. Anyone get to the way? Contact! LEMG! On the way, you dumb! Shut up! All assault orders have been issued. Fire! 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 Go! Go! Enemy range! On target! Fire! Consolidate battle rifle fire! Fire! Secure that target! Strike forces inbound! Fire main gun! This is where we turn the tide, Forward, men! Hurrah!
Good luck to each one of you. And good hunting on the mainland of Europe.
Hey everyone, we're back, and thank you for waiting. Hope you guys enjoyed trailers and the little wait screen we put together. We're about to go into the third game of the semi-finals. We hope you're having a great time. But hey, I'll just talk a little bit about
Us, and who we are and where we are as well. So I'm Matt, long-time broadcaster in this particular computer game. You can check out my youtube.com, AECOH. It's got all of this tournament series and ESL, all the stuff my good friend Dan and I have cast together. This is Dan. Twitch.tv/Stormless, one of the finest broadcasters and camera operators, I must say, in Company Heroes history. And we are at 80 Hertz Studios. It's in East Manchester, one of the best kitted out studios for all of your artistry requirements. Go to 80hertz.com. But without further ado.
Absolutely. Let's get into Game 3.
Victory is ours.